think that's it.
Although, is this, should we be on the sandbox, or I guess it doesn't matter.
I don't think it really matters.
Okay. Okay, so this is the login page to the system. This is the first page you come to when you go to the website. You'll have to put your credentials in here and then click login.
And by the way, everybody, I'm recording this meeting, so as soon as it's done, I'll upload it to YouTube and send you a link so you can re-watch what Zach's doing.
Mm-hmm. Then the first page you come to in the system is the item master list. This will show you your general information about inventory. So starting from the left, the first column is the edit column. So if you need to edit any information about the part, you can do so there. And I'll just click on that. And here you can see we have the description, some general information, record created, modified, categories, default locations, all sorts of different default variables. And we'll just go back to the main page. The next one is labels. So if you need to print labels, you can click on any of these icons, and it will pull up a label for that item. Those can be printed out on Zebra printers or different types of printers and attached to items if needed. I don't think that's really necessary in your case, but you never know. Next one, you can click on the item ID, and if you do that, you can assign it to different warehouses. So this particular item that I clicked on is only available in the PHS Teacher Services warehouse, but there's also a few others, so you could turn it on there if needed by just clicking these checkboxes and pressing save. But for now, just press cancel so we don't change anything. And you can just press back to close that. Next one is category. I don't believe you use that in your system at the moment. Also, by the way, you can click on the tops of any of these columns here to sort by that column. So if you're trying to find something, that can be quite helpful. You just easily change your sorting from ascending to descending. Next up, description. Pretty self-explanatory there. The next one is image, which I don't think you use in your system, but if you needed to take pictures of anything, you can upload them to the system by using the image controls. Next one is history. This is quite important. This will show you all of the stock history for that particular item. So if I click on history for this 4500 item at the top, we can see that we had 24 units received on this date. And again, we have 4,500 here received, and then an issue stock transaction here at the top. So this will show you all of the history with these different stock items and transactions. And you can see the adjustment reasons as well, the adjustment references, just general information about the transactions. Next up, reorder levels. Again, I don't know if this is used in your system or not, but here you can set reorder points, min maxes to automatically generate reorders, when stock goes below a certain amount. And then the rest of these columns are all of your current stock values. So the available amount is essentially the amount that's calculated after you look at your on order, your on hold, and the different values here. Mostly right now we just have in stock values. So if you need to see exactly what you have in stock, you can click on any of these numbers here. So we can click on this one, and we can see that we have 73 units of this here and 61 units over here.
Hey, Ben, hold on a second.
We couldn't quite hear it. You broke up.
Sorry about that. Can you hear Glenn?
Yeah.
A little choppy.
Not very well. Is there any, do you guys have phone lines you can dial in on versus using your PCs?
Should be on that email.
Yeah, we really can't hear you. So if you were asking questions, poor Zach didn't hear you.
Mute your computer. He's trying to call right now.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess maybe we should. I'm sending you, while Zach is doing this, I'm sending you an email with the links to the, your live system, your test system, and your sandbox. The whole concept behind the sandbox is that's where the students would work, and your live system is like, well, exactly that.
What is
math.
your login information?
Yeah, that'll be in this email. That'll be in this email.
Okay, cool.
You should also send over a link to the manual as well.
It's already on the email, yeah.
Cool.
You guys hear me now?
Yeah, but it's a huge echo. Can you take it off speaker or?
Glenn,
There we got it.
did you
How
mute?
about now? Yeah, my computer's muted.
How about better?
Okay,
All right.
so can you say something real quick?
Hey, what's going on, Zach?
Oh, that's much better. Okay, so let's continue here.
Did you have a question?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, go back to the original screen.
Okay.
And the category is, go ahead, Glenn.
Yeah, what have you seen that column used for other companies?
Generally, you can use it to denote different types of stock. So, for example, consumables, non-consumables, tools, things of that nature. You could also, here you could list it as, I see you have like a number of consumables such as markers, pens, then you have tapes, scotch tape, sticky notes. You could denote different types of stock such as that, with different categories. However, it's totally up to you. You can define your own categories and assign them as you need to. It's mostly a tool for you to use however you see fit.
Gotcha.
Okay, thank
And
you.
if I wanted to scrub all of this inventory that's currently in PUSD, could we do that?
Yeah, we can clear it out if you need to.
Okay.
Looking in here now, there's 109 users. I don't know how many of these are students left over from, are you going to have some of the same students from last year? Excuse me. Apologize for the cough.
Okay. There might be a couple from last year, but no, probably we're just going to wipe it clean and start over from scratch.
It looks like the customers are the teachers, though. Like as far as when they place orders and stuff like that, I'm not sure if you want to get rid of those.
Oh, right here, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would think you're probably using the same item IDs, right? You have the same product in your warehouse that you did last year, I would think?
Correct.
We're assuming.
Can you say that again?
We're hoping that it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I mean, you might want to just do a cycle count versus wipe it all out. Get the quantities updated and the locations updated. And then, I mean, even these users, just because there's extra users in here doesn't really impact anything. We don't need to. We can just add new going forward.
And how does this work with Google Sheets? Like if I wanted to upload inventory that we've already created for our current state, would I be able to present a Google Sheet to you and then have you guys upload it?
Yeah, if you can download it as an Excel file, you can import that right into the system.
Okay.
Nice.
We do have import and export utilities. I'll open that up. So here you can, if you need to reload the parts and inventory catalog, you can export the master catalog here, open it up and make your edits, and then re-import it. Or you can, import a fresh catalog as well, if you'd like us to clear everything out. It's up to you. It can work in different ways there.
Okay.
And similarly, if you need to export the existing inventory, most reports in the system have this little export option at the top here. And if you click that, oh, whoops, I think you kicked me out, Ben.
Yeah,
Did you
sorry,
delete the CISS admin user or change the password for it?
Oh, actually, I might have. Yeah, hold on. I'll put it back.
Worst case, I can open the database and fix it.
Hold on. Oh, come on. Hold on, so.
No problem.
Okay, try it now.
Nope.
Let me look at the list.
I'm in the database. I'll fix it real quick.
Should be record number 110.
110? No, it should be record 1.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, I just added a new one since.
Oh, did you delete it?
Well, by mistake, I changed it.
Oh.
It's not a feature that really should be enabled, that you should be able to do that.
Yeah, it's on my list to block editing of the administrative user. Yeah, you changed the login name. Just give me a second. What the heck?
I made it. There's a 110 that's the same, so you're gonna have to.
Oh yeah, I gotta root around and fix this real quick. Okay, let me delete that one and go up and fix this one. And now you should be able to fix the. Yeah, okay. Now you should be able to find it. It should be a CISS admin, and you should be able to reset the password for me.
All right, there you go.
Cool. Okay, so as I was saying, if you click any of these export buttons, you can. Why am I logged out again?
This whole feature with logging people out, or especially this account, it's.
Well, it's to prevent the same user from being logged in by.
Concept, but
yeah. I need to add an exception for the administrative user. I know. So here I just downloaded a CSV file, which is just an export of this. It's just an export of everything on the screen there. So you have the part number, the item ID, basically all the information you can see on the screen. So you can do that with any of your reports and just download all the information if you need to.
But we would have to keep the column headers the same, right?
No, this is just an export from the system. So you can do whatever you'd like to with this particular report. When you're importing, you do need to keep it the same as the template. If you make any changes, the import, won't like it, and it may throw some errors. So that's an easy way to export information from the system.
So when it comes to, sorry, I just noticed something as far as the part number. Is that auto-generated?
Yes, the part number column on that report is auto-generated in the background. So here all we see is the item ID. which is basically the client-facing information.
Okay.
Then that's pretty much it for the item master screen. This is where, this is the default landing page, and a lot of work does get done from this page. In addition, to do positive and negative adjustments, you can go to the receive stock and issue stock pages. So on this page,
I hate to interrupt, but can you give me access to an account that I can use while you're working?
Mm-hmm.
Like mobile user, can you make mobile user an admin temporarily? I get access tonight on it. If you can just change that to admin.
Gotcha. You should be good now.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Not a problem.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, so back over to receive stock. So on this page, you can make positive and negative adjustments to your inventory. So here on the left, you can click this little 3 dots icon, and you can pull up a list of all your parts to select from. So you can select any of these different parts, specify a number of units, and specify a location, and you can receive the stock into the system. I'm not going to do any transactions right now just because this is your live system. But essentially, you just fill out those 3 pieces of information, and you're good to go. And you can put as many items on a single receive adjustment as you would like. Here right now we're using the physical inventory adjustment reason, but you can use a variety of other reasons as well, and you can define your own reason codes if needed.
Okay.
Sorry about that. And you can select the warehouse, supplier, different information at the top. This screen also has a number of different views, so if you'd like to look at the data or import any additional fields, you can select different views there. Issue stock is very similar. Same general concept at the top of the screen here. We can select warehouse, supplier, screen formats. In addition, there are a couple different reason codes in here.
Use and repair.
And it works the same way. You can select an item, specify a number of units. A couple things do change here, though. Instead of selecting from any locations, we can only select from locations that have the stock available. So we can see only location 1E1 has any stock available, so we'll just select that. You can also use the load all utility to automatically search the warehouse, and it will use FIFO to automatically tell you where to pull the stock from. And again, you can build up as large of a transaction as you like, and you can do additional pages if you use the next and previous buttons at the bottom. To move stock between the warehouse, you can use the locate move utility. I just click the locate move button there, and this will show me all the different inventory lots. So I can look through this and select anything I'd like to move. And at the top, I can select a to location. So if I want to move everything to D1, I can just select location 1, D2, excuse me, and just click mark and move units. It's pretty straightforward. And
So
this is all covered in the. Oh, what was that?
So this is just within each warehouse. It's not. You mentioned warehouse to warehouse.
Mm-hmm. So here, this is just within a warehouse. So this is how you would move stock within a warehouse. Additionally, you can use the in-transit utility to put stock in transit between different warehouses. And it works pretty much the same way. You just select which warehouse you're sending from and which warehouse you're sending to, and you just mark the items.
Hey, excuse me, guys, one more time, Zach. Can I ask what Larry's email address is?
It's H Garcia at Patterson.
Okay, what is it? Larry is your middle name, or how does it?
My name is Hilario, but I go by Larry.
Oh, okay. Keep going, Zach, sorry. Hopefully it's my last interruption.
And it's the Patterson K12 California.us.
Right.
And then additionally, once you put stock in transit, you need to go to the Receive from Transit page. And here you can see anything that's in transit will show up here, and you can receive that at the warehouse the stock was sent to. At that time, you specify the location you'd like to receive the stock into. While stock is in transit, it is marked as a hold. It's not available to be used. So essentially, until it is received, you cannot use it.
Is that? Can you open that window up again real quick?
This one?
Yes. Now those locations there, are those, can we change those locations or?
Yes, these locations are already defined within the system, but if we need to, we can delete them and reset some of them if you'd like to change your numbering scheme or anything. The system is set up so that it is set up so that you can't delete a location that has stock in it. So that is one thing to consider.
Yeah, we're going to have to delete all stock then and start from scratch because we found a lot of discrepancies when we first came into the warehouse about 3 weeks ago. We just started from scratch. And so now we have a Google Sheet that defines a physical location and virtual match, plus however many units we have per item. And we use the ISBN for our books. We don't have the teacher supply, per se, inventory just yet.
Okay. Not a problem. We can zero it out and do a re-import for you. And that's the basic stock transactions there. I don't know anything else that you need to go over. I don't see any orders in your existing system. Oh, we do have a few sales orders.
So do we input those sales orders?
I would assume. They were created last year, 12/15. And if I change to all sales orders, oh, the numbering just started at 5 for some reason. Okay.
Zach, can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
Does the sandbox get populated with users, or do I have to create users in the sandbox?
I have no idea. It's using the same sandbox script as LCTI, so I don't know how that sandbox operates. You'd have to ask Benson.
Okay, I can do that.
And the sandbox just copies information across every number of hours so that it's up to date. But when you do transactions there, you can't, affect or break the primary system if you mess up or if you're training people. So is there anything that you know that we need to cover? Any questions that you might have?
No, my main concern really was just adding the inventory that we have into the system and then starting from there.
Okay.
And then I also have this iPad that has a scanner attached to it. I'm not sure how this works.
Okay, so let me open that up. So that works with the mobile software. So to access that, you just put /mobile at the end of the website address. And then from the iPad, you can log in and do the same type of transactions. You can see here we have search inventory, receive stock, issue stock, move stock. These are the primary transactions. You can also perform a cycle count, where you go to different locations in the warehouse and you perform a count of what's there, and you can compare that versus your active inventory and make adjustments. So I'll just click on search to walk you through it. You can add a couple of filters on the previous page, and you can change the filters to different things as well. From this page, you can see pretty much everything that's in the warehouse. If you add different filters, you can filter it down to see different specific lots. At the top here, you can see we have add to pending turned on. So if you'd like to create a batch transaction, you can tap on these different records. And then at the top, you can click on pending transactions. And then you'll see we have the 4 different items I clicked on here. And this is just a batch transaction. And over on the submit page, you can do a variety of different things. Move that stock, issue it out of the system, put it in transit. Just kind of a quick way to do a bulk transaction. Additionally, you can use the view details option to pull up different information on the item. So specifically, if there are multiple different lots, you can see them here. Multiple different serial numbers, you can see them here. And I'll just back out. And next up, receive stock. Pretty much the same way as the desktop works. We do have a neat feature here. Let me just find a number to type in. So essentially, if you don't know exactly what you're searching for, you can type in a couple characters, and it will automatically search all the different part numbers in your system and pull up any matches. So you can see here I just typed in 23-9, and it automatically found the only match. Additionally, this works with the scanner. So if you scan in an ISBN number and you use that as your part number or something similar, so if you scan in that number there, it would automatically pop up. Similarly, you can type a few characters, and you'll get a listing of any matching items. And you can also search the description. So if I type in America, we have all the different Captain America books, or possibly storybooks, different items. So for receiving here, it works the same as on the desktop side. You just need to fill out a couple pieces of information, your item ID, your location, and the number of units. And then you can post a transaction by tapping the receive button. Additionally, at the bottom, if you're using serial numbers or you'd like to provide a reference or different information, you can assign that as well. Issue stock works the same way. Again, you can type in 23-9. It will filter. Additionally, it will search the warehouse, and it will only allow you to select from locations that are valid. If only one location is valid, it will automatically select that. So here you only have to fill out 2 or 3 pieces of information, depending on the item. You can specify the number, select the reason, and issue it out if you'd like. With move stock, it works a little different. We do have the same filterable control here, but here you build up a transaction. So let me just select an item here. So you can see at the top, once I filled out the information, it'll say saved move of this item for review. And then on the review tab, you can see we have the item here. And you can do as many items in a single move as you'd like. I have clients that do anywhere between 50 to 250 items at a time. They'll build up a large transaction before posting it. And once you have your transaction built here, you can finalize it by going to the Finalize tab and clicking the Finalize button here. You can also remove lines if you open this page up, click on them, and tap the Remove Items button. And cycle count works pretty much the same way. It has the Review tab and the Submit tab. And the mobile client is mainly designed for stock transactions in a warehouse setting or in a mobile setting where you don't want to carry around a large PC or you need to scan barcodes and ISBN numbers and such.
When you go to through the cycle count function, does it randomize the locations counted, and is there a setting where I can guarantee that a specific locations counted within, like I say, let's 1 month time frame or a quarterly or whatever the case may be, or how does that work?
That's a request we've gotten a number of times. Currently, it does not automatically tell you to when the next count is due for a location, but that is something we're looking to add in the future to the system, where you can schedule a cycle count and on an individual location basis have recurring counts and themes like that.
But as of now, it's just random locations, not anything specific, or can I go? Oh, okay. Go ahead.
For now, the cycle count essentially works as when the location is counted, any items that aren't counted in that location are assumed to be a 0. So when you count a location and the count is closed out, it will then show up in the Inventory Pro Online system, and you can process it through there. Anything that's not counted will show up as a 0. But as you said, currently it doesn't have the ability to schedule the cycle count.
Oh, so your inventory will automatically be adjusted. So let's say I have 3 different ISBNs on one shelf, and I only count 2. It automatically adjusts that third to 0, even though physically I would have 2
Well,
on that
if you
shelf?
don't count that item on that shelf, it's assumed that it was not found. So essentially, what the cycle count is assumed to be is you're going to assign your workers to go out and count what's in a location. You take what's counted in the location versus what's expected in the location, and then you make your adjustments to your inventory. Now, that book may have been moved to the next shelf over, so when that shelf's counted, that book will then show up on the next shelf or the next location.
Will any kind of warning show up before the?
Yes, when you go to process a cycle count, let me open one up actually. I'll open up a test site that has a variety of different cycle counts on it. 2015 slash. So this system has a lot of different cycle counts in it. This client counts all of their tool trailers every time they come back in. So they want to know what was consumed on the job site, any tools are broken, missing. Now the system is a little slow. It's one of the largest systems we have, so it takes a minute to boot up.
Now I noticed on the iPad as well, there's, I'm not sure if this is even CISS, but there are some icons on here that...
The iPads come installed with a default suite of software. Specifically, I think there's like a page and a half or 2 pages of things installed by default. Our system is just a web application. It can be assigned to an icon on the desktop, but it doesn't always have to be. Okay, so this loaded up here. So if I go over to the cycle count page, I can show you what I'm talking about here. And again, it's going to be slow. So here, if I open up any of these counts here, you can see that it'll show you what was found, so what the user counted in the warehouse versus what was expected. So you can see here for item 030025, they expected 3, but only 1 was counted. So here on this screen, you can review it, and you'll see a -2, where there's a difference. And again, it'll show that for everything that's on the count. So wherever you have differences, you can review that. And once you've reviewed it, you can check the columns you'd like to post. There is a check all button on a open count. This one is closed, so you cannot touch it at the moment. But again, as I said, you can see all the different counts here. You'll see this one, it was not counted. So when you open it up, it will automatically search what's expected in inventory. And when it's not found, it will add it to the cycle counts. Any questions on this?
No. Anything there?
No, I'm just paying attention, man.
And additionally, you can click the View Report button, and it will show you a report that you can print out or export. It's a little easier to review the variances on this report, some of the clients find. So it'll also show you all the information. So if you need to export this to Excel or any other software, you can do that.
Zach, did you run over the import-export at all?
I went to the page. I didn't do an import and export though.
Yeah, I mean maybe just show them that template or.
So here you can, if you go to utilities and then import export, you can click the export master catalog button. From here you can select the warehouse to export. So I'll just select the teacher supplies. And then you just click the download inventory button. This will give you an Excel spreadsheet. This will give you an Excel spreadsheet with all the information on it from the warehouse and all the different options. There's a lot of information here. Not all of it necessarily applies to every client. The most important things are the location columns, in stock, reference. But essentially, you can fill this out and re-import this if you need to make changes to the stocking values. You can come over to the in-stock column and make adjustments there.
Yeah, so this is, we're going to expect your Google sheet to be in this format. And then once you get it in this format, you can just import it. That makes sense?
Yeah. That's a lot of information that I'm going to have to try to...
You don't, most of the columns are not necessary. You just have to get them in the, if you only have, I think the item ID, the warehouse, the description, that's pretty much
all that's required.
Yeah, those first 3 columns. Everything else is optional.
Mm-hmm. And you can use
Yeah,
the export as a base. If you need any help with it as well, you can email us the spreadsheet, and we can help you import it.
Can I just share it with you right now? Because we're pretty much updated on all the books that are in the warehouse.
Sure.
Let's see. Do you want me to send it to you, Zach, also?
If you just, actually, when you guys email us, if you just use support@cissltd.com, it goes to everybody that, rather than just sending it to individuals. If you send it to that list, it'll get to all of us. It's better if you do that, and then if one of us is out or whatever, somebody else will see the message.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh, yep, got it.
So basically, the 2 tabs that we need entered in is the singles and the cases tab.
What does verified mean?
That's just, we didn't have any means of doing cycle counts or simple bin counts. So that was just us communicating that we actually counted that bin physically, and it matched what was on the sheet.
Sorry about the dog. She's very expressive.
Nice office.
Yeah, well, you got us. It's almost 7. We're on East Coast time, so.
Where are you guys out of?
Just north of Philly.
Oh, okay.
West of New York. We're in Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Nice. Yeah, I appreciate you guys taking the call this late.
Yeah, no problem.
I think, we can have another call. I think it was Thursday and Friday we were talking about.
Yes.
But I think now that you have usernames and a user manual, and you'll have this demo on YouTube, I encourage you to, obviously play with the system as much as you want, and just email us questions as you have questions. And, usually we can reply with pictures and, I wouldn't wait for us to, just send the questions as you have them, and we'll try and answer them right away so we don't hold you up. Like this import shouldn't take us long.
Okay.
The ISBN is basically the item ID, the title's the description, the quantity's the quantity. I don't know what we're going to do with hardcover, softcover, with CD. What does activity mean? It's got some sort of like lesson sheet or something with it?
Activity book? Yeah, that's just like a sticker book or coloring book, stuff like that.
We'll have to find fields for that.
Hardcover and softcover I can set up as categories. With CD and activity, I'll have to see what other columns I can reappropriate, but I think it shouldn't be a problem.
The purchase order is
categories too, couldn't it?
Can you say that again?
I said that could go under categories too, couldn't it?
Well, you'd have to be able to select more than one category, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which we don't. I guess we could make a category that's soft cover with CD, and we could make. We could make. You know what I mean, Zach? We can make enough categories that you have all the options. Hardcover with CD.
That does get a little exhaustive, though.
It's not too bad because it's just hardcover and softcover, and then with CD or.
Okay, so that's about 6 different options there. Okay.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
Why don't we just do that?
That works.
Um,
I'll write that down.
And your purchase order where you used inventory audit, we'll just make it that I think that's called the remark field. So you'll know why the transaction happened.
Okay.
Date received, I don't, yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. It'll probably be marked with the timestamp we actually did.
Yeah, it'll be marked with tomorrow's date. So.
Yeah, this won't be hard to do if we do it like that. All right. What do you think, guys? Is it enough for today? Have we blown your mind enough for today? Any more questions?
Yeah, my ears and noses started to bleed already.
I sent you an email, which you've probably seen already, that's got your usernames and passwords and the links. I made your usernames your email addresses, which might be a little long. You're admins, though, so you can go in and edit your username if you want.
Okay.
If you want to make it Larry or Glenn, I don't care. But I just used your email addresses because they're generally unique.
And Ben, you sent that to my Patterson email?
No, I sent it to your Gmail account because I actually used your Gmail account. Oh, shit. Because that on the thread, for some reason, it's your Gmail account. Where it
Yeah,
was
I only got hired about 3 weeks ago, so that's why there was a delay in getting my email out.
So you can go in, you can go, like I said, you can go in and change the account to whatever you want to change it to.
Okay.
You're admin, so you can change an ad.
Pretty much anything.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want to do.
All right.
So we'll import the sheet. The one column that's not missing here, that is missing is the warehouse. Do you want us to put, Zach, did they already answer this question? Is this a separate warehouse, or do you want to put it in a current warehouse, or do you want to make like a book warehouse, or?
We do have the first book warehouse in there already.
Are these first books?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, that item there, all those items there are first book.
Oh, okay. So do you want us to blank out the first book warehouse and put this in?
Right?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay.
You know what we haven't done, Ben, is made a supply list of everything we have as far as school supplies.
Yeah, we haven't even started that process yet.
Just,
I bet it's
and
in here, though. Don't you think it's in here? We could give you the export if you flip back, Zach. Is there classroom supplies? There's a warehouse classroom supplies.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Elmer's glue, 3O's punch, racers. Now we have to do a physical count to make sure our numbers are jiving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. But I would, if you start with this sheet, it's going to be so much easier to update.
Yeah.
You can literally just go in and edit the sheet, I think, right, Zach? And then.
Yeah, and then re-import it with the correct values.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, we'll do an audit on that.
All right. You can just, if you have new item IDs, just add them to the end of the sheet.
Okay.
Or, I mean, you can put them wherever you want in the sheet. Just add them to the sheet.
So we want to add something, just go to edit filters, or how do we add stuff?
I would just go down to the bottom of the, well, I'll shut up. Go ahead, Zach. Or did we lose Zach? I don't have control of the screen. You can just add lines anywhere you want, or rows. Did go to meeting just blow its little minds? Zach, you there? It happens occasionally. We go to meeting, goes nuts on us.
Sorry, I just had to mute it. I had another call.
Okay. So the question was how to add, new items to the sheet. And I was just suggesting, they can add a row anywhere they want to add a row. In the middle, at the end, whatever.
Yeah, you can insert a new row. You can add one at the bottom. The only thing you have to remember to fill out is you have to fill out like the warehouse column and location and such for each new row added.
Right. And then when we import it, that will just automatically input it into the CIS.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's a very powerful utility, so it essentially will import everything on the sheet, the items, the locations, the actual parts records, if you specified an in-stock value. Pretty much, you can control the entire item master catalog with this import and export utility.
Oh, nice.
You guys are not really doing anything too fancy, right? I mean, you just are doing in and out of a couple different virtual warehouses, basically.
Well, it's actually live product, but yeah, pretty much just in and out.
Right. So issue, receive, locate and move, cycle counts, print labels. Did we show you how to print a label?
No.
I think we covered that on the item master, but I'll open that up real quick.
Do you have a Zebra printer, or do you have printers?
Yes.
Yeah. What I assume we set this up last year for your printer, so it should work.
Okay.
Yeah, let me grab it.
Double cart? Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, Glenn's going to go run and grab the cart real quick.
Oh, what report? How'd you pull that up, Zach?
That's the barcode catalog.
Right. We can print location labels for you, too. That's in here.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that was going to be the other one because we're printing it off Excel, I think he's using.
We can do it here.
Nice. He's going to like that.
And this can be formatted in a couple different ways. So I believe this is a 4x1. I think we also have a 2x1. Oh, might need to check that. And you can also do a range of locations if you'd like, select different warehouses.
I think the best thing, honestly, to do is to let you guys play with this.
Yeah.
Just start firing away the questions. You sound like you know what you're doing to me.
Glenn's the one that's going to be showing me pretty much a lot of this stuff, but here he is. Together, you got him turned on right now?
So it's a network-based Zebra printer? Is it Wi-Fi or something?
No, gotta hook it up. Set it up right now. Hold on just a second. Are you guys there?
Yeah, we're...
Okay. We're just trying. We're pulling everything out, man.
What time is it right now? It's 4:02. Do you guys want to do this on the next call?
Sure. I mean, it's up to you. I don't, you know, you should be able to just turn the printer on and, you know, click that label and then do a file print to the printer, and it should come out. You don't even need to wait for us. All the labels are PDFs, so, you know, it's nothing fancy. It's not like we're doing Zebra codes to the printer or anything like that. We're just using a regular Windows driver to the printer. The other thing is I'm trying to get you a copy of LCTI's educational materials. I don't know if they'll help you or not. I would think they would help you because they're based on Inventory Pro.
You talking about Vicky?
I'm sorry?
Vicky, is she the contact over there?
Yeah, Vicki Phillips.
Yes.
Yeah, or John Shaner, or
Yes.
Randy Eck. I've asked all three of them. I think I'll just ask John Shaner because I think when I ask all three, they all assume somebody else is going to answer, and I never get an answer. So, yeah, I can't see why they wouldn't share with you guys. The one thing you'll have to do is their system is based on our old skin, which I don't even want to show you. So the graphics, the screen captures are going to be wrong. You'll just have to update the screen stuff, but it should give you a really good head start on, you know, classroom materials for, or at least how they do it.
Okay.
So.
That's your other one.
You still trying to get the printer plugged in?
It's not reading it.
What do you mean reading it?
It's not bringing the printer up, the Zebra printer.
Oh, how's it connected? USB or is it on the network?
Yeah.
Or? Huh. So if you look at devices and printers, you don't see any Zebra printer in there? Shall we flip the screens up? You want to take a look?
They're on web, so they'll have to.
Oh, yeah, never
that
mind.
whole mess of downloading and installing. Yeah.
All right, guys.
That's okay.
Typing printer in.
Do they have you guys locked down? Do you have privileges to add stuff to your PCs, or does the IT department have them all locked?
I think we have a little bit of leadway, but I'm not sure. Do you see the printer on there?
All right. Well, I vote we leave. Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
Cool.
So if you log in, we can't really flip the screen around. If you log in, you should be able to
Well, we
print it
got it
out.
to print. Now let's make sure we got. Well, we got the printer to work, but it's not printing, so that makes sense.
So if you try to just print like a Word document to it or something, you can't get it out?
We try to print a little something, because we got a label that we're trying to print, but it won't print it. We'll probably just have to mess around with it a little bit, man, figure out what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Zebras can be a little finicky.
But it should be pretty straightforward, yeah. I mean, if it's a USB, you know, it should be just maybe setting the margins, but I don't even think you have to do that, do you?
I might need to set it as a default printer. They can be a little finicky when they're not set as defaults as well. It depends on the age of the device. The older ones are worse. The newer ones aren't as bad.
These are pretty new. That one needs income. That's the ones with the rollers. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll kind of mess around a little bit, man. If we have any more questions, we can get back with you guys on it.
Okay, great.
Sounds good.
Any other questions? When will the inventory be updated?
I'll work on the import tomorrow morning, and I will replace the inventory in the first book warehouse with the information from the spreadsheet.
Awesome. That'll work pretty good. Anything else? Yeah, thank you guys, man.
All right, I'll plan on Thursday, but like I said, fire away the questions as we go, and
Okay.
my sense is you probably, we might not need to do much more. And I'll post this YouTube link for you so you can review it.
That sounds like a plan.
Thanks, guys.
Right on, gentlemen. You guys have a good evening.
Hey, you too.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.